Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Good morning, everybody. My presentation today is on the best practices, specifically for the wired network security. That, as far my experience is concerned, is available all over the organizations, especially the hospitals, but often being overlooked. So I'll be talking about the practices for hospitals, specifically specifically for wired network security only. In the present hospital environment, where information is running and being stored in bits and bytes, the underlying wired network infrastructure becomes the nervous system of daily operations and must be secure to ensure day-to-day normal operations. This security must be considered in every phase of network design, implementation, and maintenance. It is important that the core wired network not be overlooked, because if the wired network in today's hospital environment is compromised and become inaccessible, every aspect of hospital operation may be at risk, and also patient's life may be at danger. Although all areas of the hospital must be considered in the context of security, we must ensure that we do not overlook the core wired network infrastructure specifically. Besides, protecting the wired network infrastructure in a hospital environment makes a good business sense in terms of continuation of the critical service in hospital itself. Any security strategy, as we know, mostly recommends the layered approach, and hence securing the wired network infrastructure should also be done in layers. The use of layer provide multiple lines of defense as well as helping eliminate single points of security failure. The way network security is designed and implemented is changing due to innovative threats and new security vulnerabilities for an organization. It was long thought that all that was needed was a hard external shell or a basically good perimeter security. But today, the scenario has changed, and it must that in parallel to continued efforts towards securing the perimeter, efforts and strategy towards increasing the security inside of the trusted network is required to reduce the internal security threats, to be specific. As stated by one of the experts, network security can be protected through a combination of high availability network architecture and an integrated set of security access control and monitoring mechanisms. So, in the following sections, I will be covering a broad approach by providing general practices and concepts that can be taken to help achieve this layered approach towards security integration for the wired network security. First of all, I will be talking about the perimeter security. When securing a hospital network, a secure perimeter is the first step in overall network security, because when one connects the enterprise network to the internet, one is connecting its network to the thousands of networks that are unknown, thus giving millions of people the opportunity to access your assets. Because the perimeter is exposed and vulnerable to attacks from the external world through the internet, great care must be taken to ensure that it is secure. In many organizations, various types of firewalls and remote access devices are deployed for perimeter protection, of course. Although this is a solid practice, we must ensure that these devices are configured correctly to provide the security for which they were designed. Please note that an improperly located, configured or monitored firewall or any device can give a false sense of security for an organization. Talking about the firewalls for perimeter security, firewalls can be categorized, as you know, into following types. These may be a packet filtering firewalls, proxy firewalls, or stateful firewalls. The deployment of a particular type may be dictated by the organization and the particular network structure, but in a hospital environment, a stateful firewall is often best suited due to its ability to track communications and the use of continuously updated state tables. In addition, we must ensure that the deployed firewall is configured correctly, and this is very important. The first and most important step in securing the firewall is to turn off all the unneeded services because the unused services could be exploited by the experts or the hackers. Remember, if the services aren't used, no functionality is lost, but security is gained if the services are disabled. Further, to review and fine-tune the default setting related to passwords or simple network management protocols, services, etc., which are few things, if not changed, can be exploited. Another mechanism that should be considered during the design of the network perimeter is the use of network address translation systems. Although there is no security in obscurity, by using that at the perimeter, we can help hiding the internal network from the external network and hence increasing the security at some levels. Also, don't allow communications to be initiated from the outside or untrusted interface if possible. If it is necessary to make servers and devices available from outside, it is recommended that DMZ zone or demilitarized zone network be deployed, or VPNs or secure tunnels should be used, and these for these servers or devices. With these being done, if a device on the DMZ network is compromised, its effects on the hospital network are contained. An additional aspect of the perimeter firewall is intrusion detection systems or IDS and its monitoring. Although many firewalls today offer integrated IDS, they are often underutilized or not used at all. If IDS is integrated in the perimeter firewall, sufficient time must be taken to ensure that this mechanism is working as per the expectation. Often IDS is put in place and never thought about again, whereas it is only effective it is improperly monitored and the data collected is analyzed to help secure the hospital perimeter security. Remote access devices are acting as a gateway to our network. We must ensure that they are effective. Because the traffic is coming from different sources out of the hospital, great detail must be taken to ensure that the users are authenticated, and this access is audited by using Central Administration Console. Today in modern hospitals, things such as internet connectivity and remote access are vital to daily operations, and hence it is important that these devices must be configured, placed and monitored properly to help ensure that they not become a security burden to the hospital. Although it has often been thought in the past that if a firewall is placed at the perimeter, the hospital is secure, other aspects must be considered when designing, implementing and maintaining a secure hospital parameter. Next aspect is the network segmentation, which can play a huge role in the security of the hospital wired infrastructure other than its efficiency aspects. As we know, by using segmentation, security can be achieved through things such as path isolation and increased number of secure internal boundaries. So network segmentation not only helps in improving the efficiency of network infrastructure, but it also helps in securing the network by breaking the networks in smaller small networks or subset of the networks basically. VLANs can be used to help secure the wired infrastructure internally as well as externally. By segmenting the hospital network into separate VLANs, the opportunity for secured network boundaries is increased. With this type of segmentation, things such as different departments, equipments, data centers, etc. can be restricted at the edge of the VLAN, creating secure boundaries. The use of VLAN segmentation allows for the restrictions to be applied closer to the source, therefore being more effective. Talking about the path isolation, care must be taken to ensure that certain traffic is isolated on both the layer 2 and layer 3 network segments or switches. One case is where this would be necessary, maybe the internet or guest access. This traffic should be segmented and completely isolated from hospital traffic throughout the network to ensure security, which can be achieved through design strategies such as network virtualization that gives complete traffic isolation on both layer 2 and layer 3 network segments. Traffic isolation provides another level of security into the wired network security architecture, of course. Network virtualization then provides a powerful way to run multiple networks, each customized to a specific purpose at the same time over a shared network. As we know, network management can be tedious and time-consuming business for a